What is performance testing, right? So this would be a question in your mind. Let us just quickly discuss about it. Now, whenever we say deal with performance testing, people have this thing in mind that we should break the system. Actually, we should not. Okay, this is not the motive. Now, what is the motive then, right? So the motive is to actually test the performance of the system, how it performs under various load conditions, right? So we need to measure the performance. Now, say we need to measure performance, that is okay. But what are the different types of testing we can perform, right? So in performance testing, it has multiple types. First thing is capacity testing, then say load testing, volume testing, stress testing, and say soak testing and spike testing. So what are these terms? Let us just discuss about that, right? So capacity testing is something which is which is used to determine how many users the system, or you can say that application can handle, right, before the performance goals become unacceptable, right? Now the next thing, that is load testing. So load testing is to verify the system, or you can say that application which can handle the expected number of transactions, right? And the next thing, that is volume testing. Volume testing is to verify the system, or you can say that application which can handle large amounts of data. Whenever it deals with large amounts of data, it means that volume testing, right? Now the next thing is stress testing. What is stress testing? It is used to verify the behavior of the system once the load increases more than the system's designed expectations, right? So suppose we have the load limit of say 10,000 users. We increase the load. In that case, it may not perform well. So we need to check that, right? We're just stressing the system for more users. Now the next thing is soak testing, right? Soak testing, or you can say that endurance testing. So it is like, running a system at high load for a prolonged period of time. For example, say the capacity is 1000 users. I am going with full capacity all the time. So I'm going with, say, I'm just testing the machine with the full capacity over prolonged period, right? So we need to see the performance. Now how it is performing for longer times, right? We need to see that, right? This is called soak testing, right? Now the spike testing. Spike testing is to determine the behavior of the system under sudden increase of load, right? Suppose there is a spike of user load. For example, let us just consider IRCTC. Whenever there is a Tatkal booking timing, you can notice that the number of users increase and this website stops performing well. Okay, leave that example behind. We have another example as well. For example, there is a lightning deal in Amazon, right? You want to purchase it, but you're not the only one that you would say who would want to purchase it, right? There are millions of other people also trying to purchase that particular item. Now in that case, there is a spike users load, right? There is a immediate sudden user load increase. So that is called spike testing. So we need to test these things before we go live, right? Now over here, the next thing, that is the performance matrix, right? Whenever we deal with performance testing, we need to know about the performance matrix. So what is connect time, latency, load time, and throughput? Now the connect time is the first request sent to the server, the time it took. For example, it took 75 milliseconds. So this would be referred as connect time, right? Now the next thing, that is the response back. So whenever we receive the first response, right, the difference between the say time when the request was sent and the time when the response has started to receive, right? So this is the first response for this particular request. So it is 150 milliseconds. So you can say that the latency is 150 milliseconds. Now, whenever we are sending a request, this might not be the only response that we are getting. We might be getting multiple responses, right? So you can see that the total time taken is 250 milliseconds. So this can be referred as load time. Now the next thing is throughput. Now how many requests can be handled handled per unit time. So that can be referred to as throughput. So this was about performance testing. Thank you.